Hi, I'm Heath from Locale at the Bortoli. Today I'm going to cook a fresh brioche filled with dried fruit, caramel, some custard. Serve it with a little bit of vanilla bean ice cream. I think it'd be fantastic at Christmas time, or you could just eat it all year round. All right, so we'll start by making the brioche. First of all, water goes in. We've got some fresh yeast. So just dissolve your yeast into the warm water, just give it a stir for a few seconds, just to make sure there's no lumps and bits and pieces that are going to stay in your dough. Flour. 4 eggs. Sugar. And salt. So just mix this on a medium speed for around 10 minutes or so, just until the dough becomes nice and smooth and glossy. And then we'll start to add our butter. Right, so after about 10 minutes, your dough will come nice and shiny and smooth. And we just need to add our softened butter. Don't put it all in at once, just put it in bit by bit, just to let it make sure it's mixed through the dough all right. So once you've added your butter, just mix it for another 5 minutes or so. You'll have a very soft dough. Cover it with some Glad wrap or something, stick it in a nice warm place, let it prove to about double its size. Might take an hour, 2 hours, depending how warm it is, and then it'll need to go in the fridge for a good few hours to get it nice and cold and make it easier to work with. Get your dough out of the fridge, you'll find it's become nice and firm and a lot easier to work with. So I've just got some little molds here. Get yourself a bit of butter. Now, to fill them up, I find about a 60 gram portion works best. So just break off a piece, just roll it into a nice ball. So once you've got your molds filled, they'll need to go back in a warm place to prove. They'll come up to sort of half their size again once the mold is nice and full, and put them in the oven to bake for around 15 minutes at about 180 degrees. All right, so the brioche is out of the oven. Just take the top off. Hollow that out a little bit. And that's where we'll put all our caramel and custard and fruit and things. You'll find when you pull it out, your brioche should be nice and light and fluffy and airy, nice and buttery, have that real sort of buttery, croissant-y kind of flavour to it. That's ideal. Leave your tops nice and full so you get a bit more of the brioche in the dish. So to do your fruit, a nice warm pan, not too hot. We're going to add some butter to the pan, some apples, some peaches, some pear, some apricot. So let them heat up and cook off in the butter for a little bit. And some brown sugar. This is what will make our caramel. Caramel's starting to come on now. I'm going to add a bit of cinnamon just for some spice. The cinnamon just smells fantastic. The smell of the caramel and cinnamon and the dried fruit. It's all starting to melt together. Starting to get a nice caramel there, a bit of cream, just to bring it all together. And that'll be fine, just like that. Turn off the heat. Now to plate it up, got a nice hollow brioche. I'm just going to spoon a little bit of custard. A spoonful of custard. Fill that with our dried fruit. So I got some nuts here that I've crystallized with a bit of sugar. We'll sprinkle them over the top just for a bit of texture. Put the lid back on and let's finish it off with a little scoop of ice cream. Christmas-inspired brioche with candied nuts, caramel, dried fruit and vanilla bean ice cream. With a beautiful dessert, you need a beautiful dessert wine, and what better than some Noble One. Instant party. Cheers.